Hi folks, Greeno here. Where am I today? Well, I'm in Hull, and what a beautiful sunny day we have here in Hull today. Absolutely glorious. Now, why have I come all the way to Hull? Well, behind me just here, you can see a place called Nibble. Now, I first saw this place on Rate My Takeaways channel. Danny came here, God, maybe it was even 3 years ago or so, and rated it as his favourite place that he'd ever reviewed at that point. I don't know if he's reviewed anywhere he thinks is better now, but obviously he's been around, he likes his food, and he reckons this Nibble is about as good as it gets. Now, this is a breakfast and brunch place. It's open from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon during the week, 4 at weekends, and they look to have a really interesting menu. Classic sort of full English breakfast items. There's French toasts, waffles, all that sort of stuff, and daily specials as well. So yeah, lots of different things to choose from. So I'm going to get inside, get something to eat. I might even eat outside because, like I say, it's a lovely day today. Let's go and find out what it's all about, shall we? Right then folks, been in and had a chat with the people working here or whatever. It's pretty busy inside, so I have decided to sit outside. Like I say, it's a nice sunny day. I'm in a bit of shade here, but it's still nice to look at. Now, I have got a menu here, but what you have to do outside is there's a QR code, and you order via that QR code outside. They bring you stuff in takeaway containers rather than plates. That's all fine with me. Makes it easier if I don't manage to eat everything. It's already in takeaway containers, isn't it? So, let's have a little think about this menu here. As I open it up, there's a bunch of different pages on here. First page is all drinks. Lots of iced coffees, hot chocolates, different teas, that sort of thing. Next page we're on to breakfast sandwiches, and a load of different egg options, some of which sound really interesting. Then we get into burgers for breakfast. Now, I had a kind of burger kind of thing up in Birmingham recently, didn't I? And that was quite nice. I enjoyed that. They've got lots of sides here, and I might surprise you with one of the sides that I order. You will be surprised. Next page, we've got loads of different sandwiches. You can choose different kinds of breads and wraps and all kinds of different fillings and dressings and whatever. A multitude of different options there. And then grilled cheese sandwiches. Do you know what? I might have to try a grilled cheese sandwich, I think. You get mozzarella, smoked cheese and mature cheddar, and then you pick something else to go in there as well. God, sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds good. Okay, so I'm going through on the app here, trying to construct my order. First thing that comes up, I don't know if you can see this on here, full English breakfast sold out. Oh no, disaster. That was one of the things I was going to order, but that's okay. There's so many different options here that I'm sure I'm going to find something. A pot of Yorkshire tea. Hull's in Yorkshire, isn't it? It's kind of Humberside, East Yorkshire, but it's still Yorkshire. So we've got a pot of Yorkshire tea. I'm also going to go for something called Lorna's eggs. Scrambled eggs, bacon, breakfast beans, hash brown. That was what I was actually going to order as a side dish, some hash browns, because apparently they come with chip spice, a bit of a Hull speciality. And it also comes with white bloomer toast. So, you know, kind of a bit like a cooked breakfast, isn't it, really? The other thing I'm going to go for, a sausage and Dijon mayo grilled cheese sandwich. Doesn't that sound good? And that comes with fries, also with chip spice. So, the tea is £3. That's going to come with an extra jug of hot water, so I can make extra tea as I want. The sausage and Dijon mayo toasty, grilled cheese, whatever you want to call it, £10.50. And the egg dish, the scrambled eggs with the bacon and everything, that is also £10.50. So that's going to give me a total of £24. I don't think that's too bad. It's basically 2 breakfasts minus 1 extra drink, isn't it? So I think that's fine. So I'm just going to check out on the app here, and I'll see you when the food arrives. I'll tell you what, it's been a long drive to get up here this morning, so this is very, very welcome. And like I say, even though the sun is shining, it is a bit chilly sat in the shade, so that is going to warm me up lovely. Okay, my breakfast items have arrived, and I've got to say, it does look like a real treat. Now, obviously, like I said, this has been served in takeaway containers. It would probably look prettier on a plate, but it still looks really appealing. In this little carton here, I have got the egg dish, scrambled eggs, the hash brown with the chip spice on, and some bacon on bloomer. And this made me chuckle. The beans for it have come served in a cup. It reminds me of Alan Partridge's mate Michael, who used to work in the petrol station. Didn't he have a cup of beans? It just reminds me of that a little bit. I think that's quite funny. Also got some sauces here, some red sauce and some brown sauce to go with that. And here is the grilled cheese toastie with the sausage and Dijon mustard in. It kind of looks a bit like a croque monsieur. So we've got what looks like a bit like sort of bechamel cheesy stuff on the top there, and then chips with the chip spice down underneath. A real treat. And of course, the brew. Now I've got to make sure I don't get the brew and the beans mixed up, haven't I? Okay, of course, sitting outside, it's disposable cutlery here, napkins, all good. All good. So where am I going to start? Do you know what? I'm going to start with the scrambled egg dish. So we've got 3 pieces of back bacon in here and a hash brown. Now, this, I think, is going to be better than your regular hash brown, because look at that. It looks really crispy and it's covered in chip spice. That looks good to me. Now, I've got to say, sitting outside here, it's got really busy now. We are 11:30 in the morning. I think people are starting to come in towards lunch now. And I think there's only 2 tables left that aren't taken outside. And of course, all the ones inside are taken too. Really, really popular. Right, this scrambled egg looks really nice. Not overdone at all. Still nice and kind of sloppy, if you know what I mean, not dried out. Well seasoned too. A nice amount of salt in there and a good crack of black pepper over the top of it. That's soft. Oh, yeah. Just really tasty. That I like. That I like a lot. The bacon, like I say, is back bacon. Sorry, it's not easier for you to see with it not being on a plate, but there we go. Looks to have a nice cook to it. Look, this one's nice and crispy underneath here. Not sure how easy that's going to be to cut into with wooden cutlery, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. Oh, this cooked wonderfully. Lovely and crispy, so you get a real intensity of flavour with it. Not the thickest bacon in the world, but it is very, very tasty. I'm going to try and get a bit of this toast with the egg on it. Being in this takeaway container, it's not the easiest thing to cut and get out, but do our best, won't we? Personal taste would be for the toast to be cooked a little more. It is only fairly lightly toasted, as you can see here. But it's fine. Pre-buttered, obviously, before they put the scrambled egg on there. Yeah, that's perfectly nice. Dig into me cup of beans. Here we go. Beans are beans are beans, I suppose, but these are nice thick sauce. The beans themselves are nice and soft. Now comes the controversial bit. Here we go. The chip spice covered hash brown. I'm going to surprise you now. I really like that. You might even be able to pick up on the mic just how crispy that is as I'm chewing on it. The inside has a nice little texture to it too, but that chip spice on the outside makes it. I'm never sure exactly what the ingredients of chip spice is. It's like a kind of, almost like a chili salt kind of thing. And that is good. That really is good. I'll tell you what, if all hash browns tasted like this, I wouldn't have a problem with them. It's a really interesting and eclectic mix of people that are turning up to this place. So there are some families about. There's also sort of youngsters who's obviously just popping in for a lunch on their lunch break. What on earth is that noise? Someone's coming with a bin behind me. Getting down to Birmingham. Apparently there's a bit of a crisis on down there. But yeah, a real mix of people. There's some workmen sat on the table next to me. Some people with young kids, older kids. Just a nice mix. Right, onto this sandwich. So, again, we have this white bloomer bread, as you can see here. That kind of bechamel stuff on the top there. And inside, we got the sausages, Dijon mustard, and cheese. The sausages are obviously exciting a hound just over there. Just a mention of the word and he starts barking. Also in here, we have these fries, which again, dusted with that chip spice. These are nice and crispy. Nice and soft on the inside. They're not overcooked at all. But it's that chip spice that makes them. It reminds me a little of that kind of seasoning you get on fries in Taco Bell, but nicer. These are skin-on fries. Lovely and crispy. Oh, yeah. Right. Onto this sandwich. Now, the rocket on the top of here is starting to wilt down a little bit, so let's move it out of the way and just concentrate on the main event itself. These sausages, the mustard, the cheese, the bechamel. Oh. That is properly tasty. It's a Lincolnshire sausage in there, so you've got a little bit of herb. The cheese is a cheese blend. There's some mozzarella in there, there's some cheddar in there. I think it might be Emmental or something else. And then you've got this bechamel on the top as well. That all combines to make it kind of gooey and unctuous. The sausages are a really nice quality. I'm going to say they're probably a butcher's sausage. And then, in with all that kind of cheesy, oozy goodness and the meatiness of the sausage, you've got that little whack of Dijon mustard. And the mustard is not overpowering in any way. It's a very complimentary flavour. You know what? I'm going to say this is one of the best toasties I've had in a very, very, very long time. Yes. It's a £10.50 for a sandwich with fries. I don't think is expensive. For a sandwich of this quality and fries this good, I think that's a bargain. So far, if you're watching Danny, I think you were right about this place. It's cracking, and you can tell it's cracking. It's so popular. Now, not a single table outside is empty. And there's a steady people in and out of the building itself the whole time. I can see why. It's really good produce. Really well cooked. And even in the takeaway stuff, pretty well presented. No, maybe not the cup of beans, but it is what it is, right? I mean, just look at this. How can you not like that? Right. I'm going to finish up, folks. And then we're going to talk about it some more. But I've got to say, I'm impressed. Right then, folks. I've come away from Nibble. It's about 50 yards that way. And this cool little amphitheatre thing down on the docks here in Hull. There's a transporter bridge just over behind me there. I guess they must do little shows or something like that down here in the summer. It's like stage seating up behind. It's a cool little place. Cool little place. And talking of cool little places, Nibble. Oh my goodness me. I got to say, that was a real treat. It is a long drive to get here from Dorset, let me tell you. There's a long way to go for breakfast. But I tell you what, it was worth it. It's a shame they didn't have the fried breakfast. They'd sold out of something that was on that breakfast, which meant they couldn't offer it. But I'm really pleased with what I had. The scrambled eggs with bacon and beans, and the bloomer toast. Really, really nice. Now, it was my decision to sit outside, therefore it being in the takeaway containers. So presentationally, you know, it would have looked better if I'd been inside, I'm sure. But the flavours there were great. The scrambled eggs were cooked perfectly, and a nice bit of seasoning on there. Salt in the eggs, cracked black pepper on the top. The bacon, beautifully crispy. The beans are beans, but it was a nice touch for them to be served in that cup, even though it tickled me a bit. Because otherwise, you know, if they just slopped it into the takeaway container with all the other stuff, yeah, it wouldn't have looked so good, would it? So that was all fine. The toasted bloomer, yeah, I'd have liked that toasted a bit more. That's personal taste, I guess. But possibly the star of that dish was that hash brown. Words you never thought you'd hear me utter, isn't it? Beautifully crispy, nice texture inside, and coated in that chip spice. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Moving on then to the toasted sandwich, the grilled cheese sandwich, with the Lincolnshire sausages and the Dijon mustard and all that gooey, oozy cheese. And then that layer of bechamel on top, just like a croque monsieur. I wasn't expecting that to be on there, to be honest. It really, really added to the dish. Made it more sort of gooey and unctuous and probably unhealthy, but what are you going to do? Great flavours. And then the fries. Nice skin-on fries. Again, covered in chip spice. It's a great flavour, and the fries were cooked really, really nicely. Cup of tea. I mean, a cup of tea is a cup of tea. It's Yorkshire tea though, so Yorkshire folk will be happy. They won't be happy paying £3 for one, mind, especially in a takeaway cup. A little cup of boiling water to top up with. Yeah, that's possibly the one thing that's a bit strong. The other items were £10 and 50p each, and I think they're both worth it, definitely. No service charge, the total bill £24. I did leave a tip, because I think it was worth it. The girls in there were really nice, and even though it was cold outside, they were coming out and checking on people, just in t-shirts. I mean, Northerners are tough like that, aren't they? Here's me in my hoodie, and I'm still shivering away in the cold. I'm glad to be out here in the sunshine now. Warm my blood up like a lizard. Anyway, I've got to come up with a score. Oh, what am I going to score it? I think possibly, because the toast was a little underdone and the tea was a little bit expensive, I've got to take a tiny bit off. But I think it's a 4.8 out of 5 for me. 4.8 out of 5. Does it get Greeno's green light? You know it does. That is a cracking place. Nibble here in Hull. Let's say one of Danny from Rate My Takeaway's favourite places he's ever been to. When he came here, he declared it was his favourite. And I can see why, mate. I can see why, Danny. You really, really have picked a good one here. If you're ever in Hull, come down and try them out. They're not hard to find. They're hard to get into though, so make sure you get here reasonably early. Okay then folks, that is going to be it from me here in Hull. Where am I off to next? Well, you'll have to wait and see, won't you? But if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, take a little look around the vault, see what else you find. And if there's more than one or two, click that subscribe button, ding your bell for notifications and all that good stuff us YouTubers love. Right. I'm going to go and enjoy the sunshine a bit first before I head off though. Hull in the sunshine, who'd have thought it, eh? I'll see you next time, folks.